I'm in this right now to help these young guys find their voices. My first big opportunity in wrestling was easily New England Championship Wrestling. I'm going to put you with Brandon Locke, and you're going to play this character called the Rock God, Bret Adams. We just need you to be you, and that's, Chris, that's when I really started to find something. Kevin, like George Carroll, like Sean Gorman here in New England, is just a brilliant mind. He knew evil. He knew that evil was my destination, and he showed me how to get there. He saw something in me and Brandon, another one of my greatest mentors. Talk about one of the best. I mean, look at where he is now. He put me with Spencer Slade. All of a sudden, magic started happening again. I have looked up to and idolized Scott Reed since I came into this business. When I woke up, the doctors said, Adam, you can never do any contact sports again, never suffer, you're lucky to be alive.
Call it how I see it, straight talk, no disguise. So the slang dripping, got the truth in my eyes. Might like gavel, every word, lay it down. Coach C in the booth, turn the game all around. Yeah, it's Coach C, he the best for business. It's Coach C, he the best for business. Yeah, I'm sharp as attack when I call the play-by-play. Every dog got his day, and I make the crowd stay. Cause every week we go live on a Wednesday. Dressing so sharp, that's the reason why your friends stay. The youngest in the game to do it, best for business. Coach C is the truth and everybody gonna witness. Love entertainment, you swear it's your destiny. Link with Coach C, we can talk about your legacy. It's Coach C, he the best for business. It's Coach C, he the best for business.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to another edition of Best for Business. I'm pumped for this one. This one's months in the making. Adam Barisano, thank you for joining me, man.
Chris, the pleasure is mine and mostly yours.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. So I've been pumped for this one. When you talk pro wrestling, you've done a lot in wrestling, but at the beginning, what was it about wrestling that made you want to get involved?
I saw it on television like everybody else in 1996, and I saw Brian Pillman hobble out on crutches, and that was it.
Wow.
Line and sinker. I didn't know anything about what Brian Pillman had been through. I didn't know why he was on crutches, but I saw him cut this scathing promo, and I forget exactly what I was watching, and that was it for me. That was it for me, and everything started.
So you're just flicking through the channels and you come across it?
Literally.
Wow.
Flicking across the channels, and Brian Pillman is cutting this scathing promo. And
Wow.
I've been from the King of the Ring. They were airing it on like Superstars or something, or whatever the show was at the time that WWE was going.
So you're flicking through the channels, you come across this, Brian Pillman catches your attention. When is it the time that you decide that you want to get involved in wrestling in some capacity?
Well, we started doing backyard wrestling.
Oh, I love it.
Always,
Yeah.
me, brothers, backyard wrestling. And the more my life evolved, it just kept coming back. And I actually initially wanted to be a pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And, what happened was when I was 16 years old, I was mauled by a drunk driver in a truck, literally.
Yeah.
Outside of my house, helping my brothers snowblow, whatever we were doing, and lights out. And when I woke up, the doctors said, Adam, you can never do any contact sports again. You suffered the highest level concussion that you could ever suffer. You're lucky to be alive. The car was going 40 miles per hour, and I became Evel Knievel into a snowbank in Hummerock, Massachusetts, where I grew up. And so it took football away from me, and it sucked, Chris, because I was finally starting to not be a goof off in the class clown. I decided to throw the cigarettes away. I really wanted to pursue football. And obviously, years went by. 2009 came around. I wanted to pursue wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I went past doctor's orders, and my fiance at the time said, you're risking your life, training. Because I trained. They made me. It was Matt and Kyle Storm that I first met. I was watching New England Championship Wrestling. And they said, if you're coming in and you want to be anything, I don't care if it's a manager, wrestler, you're going to train as a wrestler trains.
Wow.
And that was it. That was probably 2009 when I joined their school.
Well, so you mentioned a few things. The first thing I want to ask you, when you talk backyard wrestling, Adam Barisano, is that your backyard name, or what was your name for that?
I was the Atom Bomb. I copied the original Adam Bomb, and I guess I just stole his name.
Wow.
Oh,
And then football, what position were you?
I was a defensive and offensive tackle.
Nice.
And I was finally getting good, and I
Yeah.
was in the gym, and it just took it all away. The car accident took it all away, and there was really no coming back from it,
What's the recovery for it?
From when I got hit,
Yeah.
I was in a coma for, a little over a day.
Okay.
Remembered nothing. But I was blessed, Chris. I was blessed when that car hit me. I should have been dead. I should have been dead. My father thought that the thing decapitated me. All you could see was my feet, and the car was on top of me. All you could see was my feet hanging out. I was knocked unconscious. My little brother, Joe, watched this happen.
Wow.
And he really kind of scarred for life, because who wants to see their brother get mauled by an automobile?
So you talk about that recovery. Finally, you decided to go with Matt and Kyle Storm. So I'm curious, is there like a lesson or something that stands out learning from them too?
Oh my God, Matt and Kyle. First of all, they're like brothers to me.
Nice.
I mean, I love them with all my heart. And Kyle was like Kyle. They were like other father figures.
Mm.
And lessons. I mean, they trained a lot different than some of these guys train today. They, for lack of a better word, they'd kick my ass, and they'd show you that there is nothing fake about this business. And they would they'd beat on me pretty good, but then they taught me to take every single bump that a wrestler can take. They said, you're a manager. You need to know how, if you want to be a manager, you need to know how to do this. And I told them about my injury, and they said, we've all had concussions. They go, we'll keep you safe. And sure enough, Chris, they did keep me safe. They taught me the basics, and I learned a lot.
Yeah. When I look at Adam Barisano, there's one thing that sticks out for me, and that's the confidence. So for you, did you always have the confidence? And if not, how'd you gain it?
No. And honestly, most days I don't. I'm probably the most insecure, critical of myself human being alive. And the character portrays a lot of confidence, but I'm exceptionally critical. I was diagnosed with OCD, and people think, oh, you need to wash your hands. Oh, you need to open your. No, it's so much different than that. And I've really become an advocate for OCD. So no, the OCD makes you just think the worst of everything all the time. It's not paranoia so much, but it just mind repeats the same BS over and over and over again. So the confidence some days isn't there at all, but I can turn it on when it's time to perform.
Nice. Yeah. When I look at pro wrestling, you talk about learning from Matt and Kyle Storm. For you, I'm curious, what is your first big opportunity in wrestling?
My first big opportunity in wrestling was easily New England Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
They were set to go on Comcast On Demand, and I started showing up with Pat Dillon and Randy Kerry. They were running a promotion called UFO Wrestling. Mm-hmm. Great promotion. I was using this name AJ Starr. These guys really opened the door, and then I met Matt and Kyle through I got to shout out Randy and Pat, and so the biggest opportunity was they go, we're going to put you with Brandon Locke, and you're going to play this character called the Rock God, Bret Adams. Mm-hmm. And I was going to manage Brandon Locke and Scott Osbourne at the time. And here we are. What's
your first interaction with Brandon Locke?
My first interaction with Brandon Locke was he could not stand me.
Wow.
And he is my very best friend, one of my very best friends in this world now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's like, who is this guy? He has a bandana on. He's wearing leather pants. He's completely over the top. Why are they sticking me with this guy? And for some reason, and I thought he was stiff. I mean, I'm like, this guy has no personality. He doesn't say much. He's just, it's never going to click.
Yeah.
But holy hell, man, did it click. And Brandon, I mean, we're blood brothers almost, man. Like, I would do anything for Brandon. I love his family. I love his kids. And we created magic when we were together, and we've been together in multiple scenarios in wrestling, you know?
Yeah. When you talk about working with Brandon Locke, originally said he couldn't stand you. So when you were first paired with him and Scott, did you gel automatically or it took time?
I gelled immediately with Scott.
Okay.
Just immediately, we both actually found out, because I said, how'd you get the name Osbourne? He said, I'm a huge fan of Ozzy Osbourne. I'm like, well, Ozzy's my favorite of all time.
Mhm.
My biggest influences in my life of everything.
Yeah.
Right? Scott and I gelled, but it took some time with Brandon because Brandon was just so quiet, kept to himself, not sort of just always all business when I first. And then we just, I don't know, it just happened. We just started getting each other.
Nice.
And I played off of him and he played off of me, and we were getting all this crazy heat. And the Rock God character is so stupid and out of control at times.
Mhm.
I didn't know what I was doing. You know, DC Dillinger, the late great DC Dillinger, and George Carroll up at NXT would literally sit me down and be like, you suck. You're over the top. You're loud. Yes, you're getting heat, but let's try to reel some of that in. So NECW, there was a lot of learning going on there, and the Rock God character was so over the top.
We talk about being over the top originally. When you're being told Rock God, what is the inspiration behind it? And if not, like, how did you control it?
So the inspiration was Matt and Kyle took one look at me and they're like, this kid is just, he dresses rock and roll. He loves it. I actually sing rock and roll music with my brother on the side. And I was very, like I said before, very heavily influenced by Ozzy Osbourne. So they said, you're going to be the Rock God Bret Adams. You're a delusional kid who calls himself a rock god, but you're not actually going to sing. You're just going to be obnoxious, this spoiled, rich brat with endless money, with endless funds, and just go out, and I would always take the character way too over the top.
Okay. So is there a match that sticks out being the Rock God?
A match?
Yeah, or that you were a part of in some capacity?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was Brandon Locke versus Max Bauer.
Nice.
When Brandon Locke was going over for the New England Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title. And Max is just so good. Max said to me, he's like, get ready, I'm choke slamming you tonight. And he wasn't kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he took my ass for a ride. We went over the spots a little bit backstage, and Max was just such a consummate pro. And he took me, and I don't know, that was my first real big bump in a show like that. You know, I had taken bumps before, but I mean, I was going to hit him, right? The referee was turned, dealing with Brandon. I jump in the ring. I hit Max with this, what's it called, mic stand that I have, right?
Okay.
Max spins around, and he lifts me, and he just takes me for a ride, and it was an unforgettable experience.
Wow. Talking about unforgettable experiences, you talk about the Rock God being over the top. You said there was times Dillinger and Carroll pulled you aside and said you're doing too much. When was the time that the Rock God was no more and you wanted to be Adam Barisano?
I love that question. I went to Florida, so I had done everything that I wanted to do at that time in New England.
Okay.
And I was sick of the cold, and my wife's a professional model.
Okay.
She got signed with this exceptional talent agency down in Miami, and she was like the breadwinner at the time. And I left New England.
Were you ready to leave?
Huh?
Were you ready to leave?
I think I was.
Okay.
I think, you know, I had done everything I could with the Rock God at that time, you know, and I got a call from Mike Hudak, Psycho Michael Sane. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah, Psycho Mike. I love it. Yeah. Alex
Chamberlain, and these guys are just the best on the South Florida scene at the time. And they're like, look, we want to take you on as our manager. We see something in you, but you're not going to be Rock God ever again.
Yeah.
You're going to be Adam Barisano. And they took me on. They're like, you're just going to be an extension of you times 10. Whatever. You're Guido. You dress like a rock star, this, that, and the other thing. We just need you to be you. And that's, Chris, that's when I really started to find something.
Wow.
Started to find something special. And I think before in New England, and rightfully so, a lot of people looked at me like I was a joke, and I was. I mean, I was stealing heat from matches. I wasn't always doing the right things. I could take the bumps, I could cut the promos, but it wasn't always authentic. And when we went to Florida, I found what I was looking for in Mike and Alex, and they to a level that eventually I did return to New England some years later, and so much changed.
Wow. When you talk about Florida compared to Massachusetts or New England in general, is there anything that stood out about the Florida wrestling scene compared to Massachusetts?
They're both great scenes.
Yeah.
The South Florida scene, I mean, was so good. I worked with Howard Brody, the late Howard Brody, God bless. Ring Warriors, NWA Ring Warriors. We traveled over to the Bahamas. I mean, we were treated like rock stars over there by those kind folks. I worked with Tommy Vandal at the time, Anthony, getting his last name at the minute.
Yeah.
The promoters were just fantastic, and I got in with the right people in South Florida, and the houses were great, but Ring Warriors was a new level, because when you went over to the Bahamas, these people, they don't think this is a show. When I got on that microphone, I cut a scathing promo on them, and they didn't take too kindly to it. So what I found in Florida was just a way to finally be me. We did this Comic-Con shows where I played Harvey Dent Two-Face, the general manager.
Okay, yeah.
Wrestling with the promoter at the time was Ben Temples. And what an experience that was. And right before that, I was approached by Kevin Sullivan. And to say that changed my life in wrestling, God rest his soul. I miss him every day of my life. Kevin took that mentorship that Matt and Kyle had given me and took it to a level in Florida that I can't, it was unimaginable. It was really incredible.
Yeah. Is there something that stood out learning from Kevin?
Kevin is the most brilliant, and I'm sure you've heard it a million times, without question. Kevin, like George Carroll, like Sean Gorman here in New England, is just a brilliant mind. He knows the business inside and out. He's brilliant, and he's evil. And he taught me, he knew evil. He knew that evil was my destination, and he showed me how to get there. How you doing, kid? How you doing, Adam? I'll tell you something, brother. You've got to lower your voice just a little bit when you go out there and cut your promo. I mean, that's my best Kevin impression. I can't really, but
yeah,
he's stoic, so brilliant, and such a legend in this business. I mean, he went as high as you can go, really.
I'm curious, when you talk about originally, they tell you that you no more Rock God, they want you to be Adam Barisano, basically. It's hard to say because you're you, but like, what is the inspiration behind Adam Barisano compared to the Rock God?
Just eccentric. Compared to the Rock, see, the Rock God was just, it was not who I was. It was a kid trying to be something else. It was a learning experience. Me, I am what you see is what you get. This is how I dress.
Yeah.
I like jewelry. I'm over the top. I'm loud. I'm in your face. This is who I am. Mm-hmm. Unapologetically so. And although, I'm always questioning myself and always critiquing myself and everything that I do in this life, this is me.
Yeah.
So, this isn't a show right now. Like, this is me. And if I didn't have such respect for you, Chris, I'd be dropping F-bombs. I'd probably have a tequila in my hand.
Yeah.
Me.
Nice. When you talk about the Florida scene being different, is there a moment from Alex and Mike that stood out being a part of them, or a match if you had to pinpoint it?
Absolutely. It was when we went to the Bahamas and they had a tag match against, it was Wes Briscoe, and I forget the exact person Wes Briscoe was tagging with, but it just, in front of capacity, I don't know how many people were in the crowd, and it just, you felt, even though it was independent wrestling, like you felt like you made it.
Yeah.
You felt like you made it.
Yeah. I'm curious for you, how does Adam Barisano go to Chaotic? Because at the time, and even still this day, Chaotic is basically like Chaotic homegrown talent only. So what's your step in there?
They did not want me there. I'll tell you right now, Brian Fury was not a fan. Brian Fury had seen me in New England and was like, this guy sucks. He's just over the top, and it's just that, Finally, Jamie Jamatowski, who was running the show, I said, I want to get in there. And finally, I mean, Gorman was their guy forever.
Yeah.
Only manager that Chaotic used. He was their guy. He always will be the best in New England. Number one, always and forever, Sean Gorman, one of my closest friends. And I went in there and I stayed, and finally Jamie took a look at me and started talking to me, and Chase Del Monte and Brian Malonis were kind of running things over there at the time, or at least making the transition to do so. And Tarzan was the booker at the time, Matt Spectro.
Yeah.
And they saw something in me and Brandon. Brandon was just in Chaotic at the time. He was kind of just floating along.
Okay.
They didn't really, I mean, he was always a great hand, but they didn't, once they paired me with Brandon in Chaotic, there's that magic again. And it made Jamie a believer. I'm pretty sure it made Chase Del Monte a believer. And I'm pretty certain, I think I made them all believers in the end.
Yeah.
Not Fury. Fury was always tough on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ended up managing Fury on different shows, though. I mean, we created a good friendship.
Yeah.
And, you know, he bust chops, but yeah, it was just getting seen by Jamie and staying always on their radar, nonstop, be in their face, on their radar. And eventually that opportunity came, and man, once it did, incredible.
Yeah, talking about incredible, when you look at the record books, Brandon Locke winning the New England title, for you to be a part of that, to see that happen to your guy you were tied to the hip with, to see that moment, what was that like for you?
It was such an honor.
Yeah.
Such an honor, because that New England, any title from Chaotic is just, you know, always had so much history behind it. So many decorated professional athletes have held titles in Chaotic, and to be a part of that, humbling.
Yeah.
And those crowds and my first Cold Fury, it was just, whoa.
What's the first Cold Fury match Locke's a part of that you were there?
That was Cold Fury 14.
Okay.
I'm getting old, Chris.
Yeah, I'll put the info, but who was it against? You remember?
Yeah, it was Brandon versus Sean Burke versus Flip Gordon, I believe. It was Bret, if I remember correctly. And I was also managing Mistress Belmont at the time.
How does the idea for Belmont happen?
They suggested it at Chaotic, and I called Sean Gorman and I said, listen, they want me to manage Belmont at Chaotic. He goes, go for it. I'm not coming back right now. He goes, you have my blessing. Go for it. If Sean Gorman had said to me, I'm not comfortable with you doing that, I never would have ended up with Kathy. You know, that's a very special relationship that they hold, and he developed so much of her character. But once they put me with Belmont and they put me with Brandon, here we are. It was just magic.
Yeah.
It was magic.
If someone was to ask Adam Barisano whether it's Brandon Locke or Belmont, is there a match or moment from Chaotic Wrestling? Because when you look at the history books, there's so much that has happened in Chaotic. So many people have gone through the doors. But for you, is there a moment, especially for somebody that people were iffy at first, but then you earned all their respects?
Is there a moment in Chaotic, you mean?
Yeah, in general.
Cold Fury.
Yeah.
Cold Fury was the culmination of everything I had worked hard for. In South Florida, it was coming back to New England. Me and my wife moved back, planned to have a family here, and getting into Chaotic was just such a tremendous goal of mine. And to be there, to be at Cold Fury, to look out at that many people and the lights and the cameras, and it's like, this isn't indie wrestling anymore, Chris. Yeah. This is something else. This is big time. And I was there with referee Kevin Quinn, and I remember standing in the back looking at the people file in, and I showed my arm to Kevin. I looked down at my arm. It was just covered in goosebumps. Mm-hmm. And Kevin, yeah, I know. I'm feeling it.
So I'm curious. You talk about in pro wrestling. There's a few names I want to ask you about working with. I think it was Locke at first. Anything stood out? Obviously, everyone talks about it. That everyone knew eventually. Anything stood out wrestling Handsome Johnny or Ivar?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Another one of my greatest mentors. Oh my God, we were married to him in New England in PWF Northeast at the time when Matt and Kyle were promoting PWF Northeast, and he was Handsome Johnny. I mean, this guy, to be able to cut promos with him and learn from him, talk about one of the best. I mean, look at where he is now. And I remember at NECW shows, I'd be in the ring, and I would want to perfect my bumps a little bit, and Handsome Johnny Todd at the time, I'd be like, hey, can you bump me around a little bit? Sure. He's taking back body drops and coming in the hard way bumps, and he helped me perfect my bumps, but he's like, he helped me perfect in a way. Like he's like, you're a manager, so you don't want to land so much like a wrestler. He kind of helped me perfect getting beat up like a manager.
Nice.
Not making it look so professional. He just, like I said, we were married to him and in Northeast, and he deserves everything that's come to him. And I still talk to Todd often, and he's just such a wonderful human being and taught me so damn much.
Yeah. Another thing I want to ask you about, how does the opportunity for you to work with the Headbangers happen?
Oh my God. So at first,
Yep.
Mike with the Red Devil fight team, like I was telling you about, we're working the Headbangers. Talk about being married. They were married to the Headbangers at like 4 different promotions. So we're working with them, and I get to know Chaz really well.
Yeah.
He is one of the most tremendous human beings in the world. Chaz Warrington. He's just he's a cancer survivor. Mosh.
Yeah.
Mosh. Both of those guys are just the best. But I get tapped by Chaz, who's getting ready to do a single run in Ring Warriors, and they're about to get a TV deal. And Chaz is like, I shot these videos of you over to Billy Gunn. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he came up with these great ideas for you and me to basically go out there and Simply Tremendous was his whole thing. He was going as a singles competitor in Ring Warriors again. And first of all, for Chaz to tap me was like, is this real life? I had this guy's action figure.
Yeah.
Opposing them, they got a million managers working opposite them. But to actually have Chaz tap me and say, I want to do this next singles run that I'm doing with you. It was just like, and that ended way too quick.
Mm-hmm.
TV deal fell through with Ring Warriors, and it didn't really go too far. I ended up getting married and eventually coming back home. But talk about chemistry. I mean, Chaz and it was cool because we were doing a lot of DX stuff.
Nice.
Because Billy Gunn was pitching, stuff for us to do. And I know you have a PG program here, right?
That depends on the guest. There's some that go to so whatever you want.
Oh, we do this thing where Chaz is out there in the middle of the ring, right? And I hand him the microphone, and everything's Simply Tremendous dude. He was the Simply Tremendous dude. And he said something along I'm simply tremendous in every way. He starts saying all these ways that he's simply tremendous. And he goes, and to be honest, I got a simply tremendous. And right as he says it, I pull the microphone. Kid show. But you know what he means. It was so fun to kind of do stuff that was pitched by Billy Gunn.
Mm-hmm. What was it like learning from Billy Gunn in general?
I met him one time, but Chaz and him are so close.
Yeah.
So he's kind of pitching all these things for Chaz to do, and he's a brilliant mind. So it's like you're learning through Chaz, through Billy Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just seeing what an incredible mind. It was unreal, and Chaz and I had endless possibilities of things that worked out. But you know how this business can be at times. It's things come and go. TV's hard to acquire, and that was the magic that we would have had. It just fizzled away because they didn't get the TV deal. But I still talk to Chaz until this day.
Nice.
Incredible.
Yeah. When you look at your track record, start off as the Rock God, then you move to Florida, you do great things there, you come back, Chaotic Wrestling, and then do you take time off, and how does WFA come?
I decided to take time off.
Is this after Chaotic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took time off when DC Dillinger died. I was starting a new position as a strength coach at Situate High School football, got my strength and conditioning license, really into the weights, and when Dave passed away and I got that call from Brian Fury, it broke me. Mm-hmm. And he never would have wanted it to, but the night before Dave passed, he called me at 3 a.m. and we were talking, and Chase was actually going to finally give DC a run in Chaotic, something DC had always wanted. And we were talking about it, and that was going to be my next move. We were going to turn on Brandon, and DC Dillinger was going to come in, and the next morning, I get the call that he passed away after talking to him at 3 a.m. And I had to walk away from wrestling, Chris. I had to walk away. And then I was tapped by Caleb Seltzer, who was running New England All-Star Wrestling. And this was probably 2020. And he put me with Spencer Slade.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, magic started happening again. And that eventually led to Caleb's, at the time, was partnered with WFA. That fizzled out. And I went to WFA, and then I left again. Then I left again because, personal issues. I left again. I was too busy, Here we are, fast forward to 2025, right?
Yeah.
I get on the phone with Scott Reed, who I have looked up to and idolized Scott Reed since I came into this business, and Mike Hollow. And Scott said, we had some heat between us, some stuff had gone down, and he said, look, let's squash that, let's move forward. Do you want to do some business? Hook, line, and sinker. Now, WWE ID'd their school, and you walk in there, and it's like a mini WWE, right? My first show back, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going in, he comes up with the idea of, are you not going to be a manager anymore? I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. You're going to start playing the role as our general manager. My heart started beating because this was a brand new opportunity, and here we are now. And it is just, I was back with Brandon. I was with all these new up and comers, and all of a sudden I'm the old guy in the locker room, right, where these young talents and guys with such bright futures are coming up to me to ask promo advice.
Wow.
Like full circle. Like I was the guy getting made fun of for my promos because they were so over the top, and now I'm helping the young and teaching the young. And this WFA, this promotion is just so professional because WWE wouldn't have it any other way. If there was any messing around, if there was any foul play in the locker room, and there's plenty of drama in this business, WWE would shut it down and pull out of the school.
Yeah. When you talk about, when you talk about these guys asking you for advice, was giving back something eventually you wanted to start doing?
Oh, especially coaching young kids. It was always something I wanted to do. I'm not in this now, Chris, to get signed I'm in this to grow WFA to the level that it belongs, and it's growing all the time. I'm in this right now to help these young guys find their voices. I'm in this right now to play this incredible character that they've given me, and it's just me.
Yeah.
Me. I'm just going out there and I'm just being me. And the storyline right now they have going with this guy, Justin Rando, the name of Rando, is just so good. We got Matt Spectro booking. We got Steve Boucher, who's our new head writer at WFA, who is just a ball of knowledge and one of the most incredible guys I've ever met. You got Mike Hollow and Scott Reed, who are also running the school, but also running WFA. And it's just nothing but professional.
Nice.
Nothing but professional. It's just, when you go there, you feel like it's an extension of WWE.
You talk about originally when they asked you about being a general manager, your heart was pumping. It was a new opportunity. How has that experience been in pro wrestling? Because you've done managing, you've done a lot, but never general manager.
Incredible, because you're not just a manager or a guy now. You're an actual character.
Yeah.
So you're not so much of a background character. That's what managers have to be.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to put over the guys that you're with, or the female talent that you're with, right?
Yeah.
You're to be the show. This time around, not that I'm the show, but I'm a character. Yeah. I'm my own entity, if you will. And obviously, it's just, I got this huge, great stable around me. Jeremy LaCroix. Seen him?
Oh, he's a good friend of mine. Oh, yeah.
Mr. Lariat himself.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. I got Julius Drager.
Nice.
Coming up at the school with Mike and Scott. Incredible talent. Really tons and tons of potential. And I got Vile. You seen Vile?
Oh, yeah.
I call her Satan's sister.
Nice.
And so I'm running with these guys, and it's just awesome. It's so much fun, and I go there. I'm actually going there tomorrow. We have a big tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and the storyline's so much fun. The atmosphere is so much fun. It's all positivity. It's all up, up, up. You know?
Do you have any goals nowadays? Like you mentioned originally, you're not trying to get signed, but you talk about building WFA. You talk about trying to help these younger talents. Is that what you're trying to do now?
Eventually, I would like to own real estate and potentially own real estate and house WFA and the school in it. That's a goal. Scott and I have talked about it. I will do anything to help this promotion grow. I will do anything to help the school grow. I just love it. That's my goal. So I'm here. I got this great career in real estate in my hometown. Got my 3-year-old son who changed my life. He's my everything. I got this incredible wife who I don't deserve. She's a saint. And with professional wrestling, all I want to do is help this product grow. Nice. And help guys go to the next level.
Yeah.
Every guy in my stable, I want to see them get signed eventually.
Nice.
You know?
When you talk pro wrestling, you've done a lot, but beyond pro wrestling, you've done so much. So the first thing I want to ask you, how is it being the mayor of Scituate, Mass?
That's funny as hell. Oh my God. So, you know, it's at first people are like, you're into politics now? I'm like, no. It's a fundraiser, but it's a very big Irish town.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to throw the biggest, baddest fundraiser. I'm going to raise the most money. I'm going to be the first Italian mayor in an Irish town.
Yeah.
And it took off crazy, man. The event, Chris, was incredible. We got to ride in the parade not once, but twice, because in 2025, I was the Grand Marshal, you know?
Oh, wow.
Giant limo. My son's looking out the window, and it was just, we raised so much money.
Nice.
And I love the town, and I enjoyed playing the role like it was a politician. And I think that's why so many people were like, well, he's living it now, you know? That was a cool accomplishment. Really cool accomplishment.
What about strength and conditioning in general and getting jacked? Because like you see some managers, there are a lot of managers on the scene, but not a lot of them are jacked.
Well, I'm not jacked anymore, Chris. I'm getting old. I'm just trying to stay healthy. And I like my tequila and club soda, but my wife makes me eat clean. But I'm not. At one point, I was really getting there, though.
Yeah.
Hard and everything like that. Strength and conditioning was just a pattern. Once I found the weights, I found like the first time I put up once in my life, it was like close to 300. It's a feeling you can't. And then to teach young football players to do that, it was just like. And I love football. Mm-hmm. I love football. So that was just to be a part of that football staff in Scituate here. They won the first Super Bowl in town history in 2018, right after I had these guys in the gym all summer. And it's just like giving back in that way to do something that I'm so passionate for was incredible.
Nice.
Incredible, man. I love it. And I will hit the weight. That's actually my New Year's resolution. I want to start hitting the weights a lot more. I got a screwed up wrist, so I do a ton of cardio right now, but I a lot more again and see if we can bulk up a little bit more, you know?
Oh, yeah. You talk about traveling with Florida and even in Masters some. I'm curious, do you have a favorite venue you performed in general for pro wrestling?
Oh, my God. Wow. There's been so many.
Yeah. What were the venues like in the Bahamas?
I'm just going to be honest with you, Chris. I'm going to be dead honest with you, and I'm not trying to win any brownie points here because I already run the show over there, but WFA's setup is it's TV. Mm-hmm. It looks like TV. It feels like TV. It's like a studio. It's really, I'd say that venue. And then when I was first the Rock God Bret Adams, Jason Rumble took me up as his manager.
Yeah.
Halifax, Nova Scotia for a Bret Hart tribute show. I spent tons of personal time with Bret Hart. I'll never forget. It was in an arena. I don't exactly remember what the arena was called. It was so many years ago. But it was an arena and it was packed and it was and here we are in Canada and I'm like, I had to pinch myself. I'm like, is this real?
Yeah.
The promoter asks me, I'm marking out huge. The promoter asks me, hey, you got a nice car. He goes, would you mind taking Bret out for a while and just, having lunch and doing whatever he wants to do for the show? I was like, I think I lost. Bret's been such a fan favorite of mine forever. You know? So to have that, yes. So Halifax, Nova Scotia, and definitely WFA. That studio that we have in Concord is just sweet.
Nice. And this is maybe just me being a mark. I'm curious. Do you have like a favorite suit or something you've worn for pro wrestling?
A favorite what?
Suit, because something that stands out about you compared to everyone else is your attire.
Oh, favorite suit. The best is yet to come. So like I told you before.
Yeah.
I'm not really much of a suit guy. So
okay. You used to. You asked some good ones.
A lot of I brought definitely some nice suits, but they're definitely in the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really into jackets, over the top jackets, and I just had one designed actually as a tribute from the late Ozzy Osbourne, and that jacket is debuting tomorrow. But I mean, if I took you into my closets and showed you all of my wardrobe, you'd lose your mind, Chris.
Wow.
So many outlandish, crazy looks over the years. I love it. What's my all-time favorite, would you say?
Yeah.
Wow. I had this silver, like, shark skin suit.
Damn.
And it was just, I don't know where I found it. I had no money at the time. I went on eBay and found the thing. And that stands out to me. That stands out. And then a lot of the stuff I wear now at WFA, like beautiful, high-quality leather jackets, you know, designer pants. I mean, really, we go all out with the outfits.
Nice.
You know? Thank you for the compliment, my man. I'm glad somebody finally likes the fashion.
Absolutely.
Even if they don't like it.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Adam, I can't thank you enough for doing this. This has been months in the making. However, every interview of Best for Business has ended the same. The day you decide it's all done, which isn't happening anytime soon, but the day you decide it's all done, what do you want Adam Barisano's legacy to be?
I want Adam Barisano's legacy to be that he gave it his all. I want people to say that, man, he could talk. He was completely authentic and unapologetically himself, and that he was a damn good mentor to these younger guys.
Nice.
That's fun.
Nice. Well, Adam, I can't thank you enough. I think we scheduled this in we said originally January, February. So the fact all this time we made it happen, thank you so much.
I'll say something right now to put you over. And I was talking to Blake Chadwick from WWE about you, and you are a consummate professional.
Thank you.
Young guy, and a guy who likes to coach young people. You're going far. Keep doing what you're doing, Chris. Seriously.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. And thank you for everything for these past few months.
Thank you, pal. Thank you. No, it's an honor. It's an honor to be tapped by you to do this, and I can't wait to see what the finished product looks like. I hope you find some good video and some good outfits.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures, and keep doing what you're doing. Do not. How old are you?
20.
20. So I'm almost 40. So I almost got 20 years on you. And I'm telling you, the talent that I see emanating off of you is I think is the word. It's incredible, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Adam, for doing this. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching this episode. This was Best for Business.
Thank you for watching this episode of Best for Business. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, because this is Best for Business.